What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. People, in today's video, we want to talk about the rising number of homeless white people in South Africa and what that tells us about the current situation, the current economy in South Africa. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. You know, we family, right? People, this topic is a disturbing, it is sad, it's a reality that most of us would have never thought we'd ever see in our lifetimes. Because for the longest of times, we have always just seen these people on top, always controlling things as they always do, never dreaming or thinking that they'd or we'd ever see them on the same level as us, down and out, forgotten. Now, for some reason, I don't know why. It's just for me. I can say about like for me, right? It's heartbreaking to see it. Maybe I'm used to seeing us going through those. Through maybe I'm used of us just struggling. It's the norm. It's the way it's supposed to be. That's the picture the globe, the world has. That black people are meant to suffer, and obviously we go through the most. So to see the rise of homeless white people, bruh, it's something's not right. Something is definitely not right. So what could be adding to this? What could be the cause of this? Is it mismanagement of funds? Is it people thinking the good times would never end? Is it people not saving? Is it people being kicked out of their family groups? People being ostracized from their societies? Is it people who are being blocked from, from participating in the mainstream economy because of something they said or did and now they're being punished? I mean, guys, this is a serious issue now. A lot of people always speak to me and tell me about this whole BEE thing that's really discriminatory. Now, there's two sides to that, right? Because obviously, one side is going to say, well, they're trying to level the playing field. The other side is going to say it's discriminatory laws, right? But I don't, people, I am, I am so concerned about the poverty levels in the country, right? Of all race groups, right? For the longest of times, we already know black people and colored people have been at the bottom of the food chain, right? So it's not surprising to see black people and colored people scraping, rummaging through dust burns and waste lots and um, dump sites, right? But people, you have to be honest and say, when you see white people rummaging through dustbins, sleeping on the pavement on the streets, it's a sign of something. I mean, even in the good old days, black and colored people were always on the streets. you know. But white people will never. So why now? Is it BE that's causing this? What could possibly? And I'm not just talking about one or two guys. I'm talking about there's a spike. There's a whole. I can almost say, oh, dude, it's even hard to quantify, but it's a growing number. And I thought that it would ease, but it looks like it's getting worse. So who's to blame? What's the cause? What's the solution? We all know that the rich are getting richer, and we all know that the poor are getting poorer. And everybody wants to blame the next person. So, how do we solve the homeless situation? How do we solve the impending economic collapse if nothing is done in the interim? Now, people, that's what we need to take into consideration, right? The people that are being made homeless, or the people that are homeless now, the white people that are homeless now, it's not, trust you me when I tell you this, I'm not talking about people that are drug addicts or people that are alcoholics that threw away their lives. No, these are people that had homes, jobs, family life, and all of a sudden it's gone. Like an entire family on the streets. What is the cause or the spike in this? Yes, I do know COVID came and COVID damaged. Yo, COVID caused a whole lot of damage. But I'm shocked because I've never seen so much devastation to lives like what I'm seeing now in Cape Town. And everybody got to know Cape Town is an expensive city to live in, right? If you don't have a high income job or you don't have a family support structure, dude, I'm telling you, you'll be relegated to the fringes of society, right? And that's where you don't want to see yourself, in the fringes of society. But COVID has COVID has definitely played a big role in this. I mean, that's true. So do we say it's B plus COVID? Do we say it's mismanagement of funds? Do we say it's um, irresponsible behavior? You see, a lot of people could argue to say you had a long time, the longest, you had like 40 years to save up, to build and build and build generational wealth. But then the same could apply now in reverse. I mean, white people could now say, okay, since you guys are now in power, you guys had 30 years to build and build and build, but you ain't building nothing. You're not building anything too. So, how do we solve it? How do we solve the homeless issue? I always say, and I could be wrong when I say this, right? But I always say this: the sign of a struggling economy is a sign of the number of white people you see on the streets. Now, that could be a wrong measuring tool or a wrong gauging tool, right? But for me, I always feel like that is a good measurement to know whether economy is thriving or thriving, struggling or drowning, you know? Because for as long as I can remember, you always had this elite class of people that would never see rock bottom, that would never dream, would never fathom being at the bottom. because the economy catered for them. The economy was good. The country was good. But now when you see the elite now scraping at the bottom of the barrel, rummaging through scraps, people, this is a sign to tell you that things are getting worse. When I tell you that we are so we are so we are so normalized, or we are so immune, or we are so desensitized to seeing struggling black people. I mean, to us it's nothing. To see struggling colored people, oh man, this is like nothing. Totally nothing. You know what I mean? But when you see now, when you see struggling white people, bro, guys, it's nothing to laugh at. Because to be honest with you, I spoke to a gentleman, a homeless guy, and he said he was a civil engineer and he was replaced because of employment equity. And since then, he can't find employment. Does that not signal, or does that not say there's some form of justifiable racism in the system? Because if you've been, I don't know, some would say now equality, right? You got to balance the scales, right? Balancing the scales, some would say, I don't know if it's even correct to even use the word. I don't even know really, you know what I mean? So it's scary to think that a lot of things that you might think are normal, that we might think are normal, others think are not. So think of it in this way. If the economy is failing, the rich are getting richer, the poor are getting poorer, but the qualified, the experienced people are being relegated to the fringes, to the streets. What does that say about our leadership in the country? People, Eskom suffered. Eskom went through a phase where it was on the verge of collapse, all because the experienced people were let go, or they left, being replaced because of employment equity, because of BEE, because of whatever they want to call these other laws and regulations, right? Now, I'm not against balancing the scales because I think that's definitely needed. But how do we balance the scales if the most qualified people and the most experienced people are being relegated to the fringes? That's what I'm trying to get at here, and that's primarily the main reason as to why there's a rise in the white people you see on the streets today. Most of them, I promise you, if you speak to most of them, they had professions, they had good paying jobs. So it's a topic for debate. I don't know, because you can't tell me that all of them have drunk their money out. You can't tell me that all of them are drug addicts. You cannot tell me that all of them mismanage their funds. It's just not true. It's just not true. Next, we get into the pros. I don't know if there's any pros in this one, but yeah, we have to get into the pros of some sort. We have to find pros. I don't know if it's even possible, but yeah. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. You know how we do. Pros coming up. Hello. People, I don't know if there's any pros, right? But if there's going to be pros, The pros are going to be, it's good to see some people at the bottom as well. It's good to see diversity at the bottom. It's good to see diversity at the top. It's good to see diversity on all levels. It's good to see diversity wherever you go. Fit and fine. I mean, it's a change. It's not a, I don't know if this positivity is a good thing to say, because people suffering, people struggling is really not a good thing, right? But to know that we are now all equal in this fight of the country being mismanaged, the economy being mismanaged, leaders who just don't care about the people and just care about themselves and their friends and their caters. And it's sad, it's real, but the only positive we can think of is we are in this together now, and that poverty and strife and struggle is not limited to certain groups, but to everybody who lives within the borders of South Africa. That's the only positive I can think, that the current administration, or since the Zuma administration, that everyone who lives in South Africa is not immune to poverty and to struggle. And that the biases that we lived through in the past that only made sure that certain groups were scraping at the bottom would now be erased. So that's the only positive that I can think of. And trust me, it's not a good positive, but hey, a positive, that's the only positive I can think of. Let me know of any other positives that you can think of. Next, we get into the negatives and how that impacts everybody. Hello. People, the negatives. Number one, for some reason, seeing a large number of white people suffering sends a bad message about the country, about the continent, to the rest of the world. Does that matter? Yes, it does. Why? Because the people that invest in the country normally, usually, are from the Western nations. So when they see that, it's a big turn off. And it discourages investment. It portrays a country in a bad light, because it makes as if we are abusing. It makes as if, or it gives this picture that you are mistreating these individuals. And always remember one thing: the Western society is always quick to scrutinize, criticize, and blame Africa for the mistreatment of their people. Now, that is why I said a growing number of white people that are homeless, regardless of the reason why, right? The picture that sends to the Western world is that Africa is struggling and that Africa is not a place to invest. That's the picture that they get. Now, how do we remedy this? We're not going to remedy this at all. We can't do it. Why? Because we do not have the capacity to do it on our own. Because as we speak now, we are broke. Oh, this is nice. Yo, we are broke. Why are we broke? Because of the corruption, because of the mismanagement, because of the whatever you want to call it. Right. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. Why so? Because things are now slowly but surely turning. And how is this possible? Well, there's something called AGOA. You see, because we relied so heavily on AGOA, right? Now that it's been taken away, guess what? Now we are forced to become creative. Now we are forced to become enterprising. Now we are forced to rely on ourselves. How so? How so? You are going to, you are not going to believe this. But as we speak now, the government is in talks with countries that they were never in talks with because of AGOA. Do you see how AGOA made us lazy? Do you see how AGOA had its positives but also its drawbacks? Now, because AGOA has been taken away, guess what? People, the government, the foreign, what? The foreign affairs department, they are in talks with people that they never thought they would ever be in talks with. Why? Because they were being spoon fed all the time. See what happens when you are no longer spoon fed? Now you are forced to act like an adult. Now, finally, our country is beginning to do adult stuff without being told. Now they are forced to do it. How do you like that? Let me know what you think about this, man, because for me, I just feel like it's the beginning of a new chapter, hopefully with the right people in the right positions and the right places, and people with the right minds can actually get to turn things around. You know what I mean? So yeah, let me know what you think about it, man. Because I really feel like this is a long time coming. This should have been implemented long before AGOA was even canceled. So yeah, we shouldn't depend on anyone else, and we shouldn't rely on old systems and old things. We should innovate, and I hope and pray that everyone who's at the bottom gets a piece of the pie. Let me know what you think about this topic in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And let me know, was it on the money or did I totally miss it with this one? Holla.